I'm Diana McCullough.
Hey, I'm Andrew Rivamy.
And this is Fan vs. Fan for The Flash.
What are you up to?
No good.
The Speed Force is with us. How could we possibly lose?
I'm just not afraid anymore. You always have to be the hero. And while you're playing the good little boy, I'll be busy winning.
Alright, so that was a big episode of The Flash tonight. Let's recap. We have The Flash taking down all of Earth's 2 metahumans, including Black Canary. She just showed up, and she's already done. So that's the end of that. We have Barry's going to go on a date with his, in my opinion, sister. So that's going to be very awkward. And most importantly, the most brutal thing of all, the big thing of tonight's episode, Joe's dead. Henry's dead.
Joe's fine.
Joe's fine. The other best dad is dead, though. Henry's dead. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about pros. Let's talk about pros. So, pros of tonight's episode. Diana, what did you like?
This is a controversial pro.
Okay.
My pro is the Henry dying thing.
Okay, I get that.
Because they have molded it well in the story.
Yes,
it was
definitely.
super emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I want from a death. I mean, the story explained what would happen. Like, there was no reason to bring Henry back if he wasn't going to die. So I was emotionally prepared for this.
Yeah.
And yeah, just that, like, the death scene was beautiful. They had written into this, like, they had written the storyline that Barry needs some fear. He's going to have a bunch now.
Yeah.
He's going to have some fear.
Yeah.
And I'm going to really miss John Wesley Shipp, but I think it worked. I think it told a good story.
Yeah, it definitely worked. It succeeded. I'm definitely going to miss John Wesley Shipp as
so
Henry.
much.
He was a great character. It was a phenomenal performance. It was a great death scene. Just that moment of, like, your mother and I love you, blah, done. It was so pretty. It was a great death moment. He's definitely going to be missed on the show. As I've been saying on every Fan v Fan since this show started, he's been one of the highlights of the show for me. Every single episode.
A super highlight. We still need to get some mystery solved. Man in the Mask,
right,
and why Henry's mom's maiden name is Zolomon.
That was kind of going.
Garrick.
Yes, yeah.
So I was like, are we going to get Earth 2 Henry, like, immediately next episode?
Right, and that was kind of running through my head, in the back of my mind of this episode as well, of being like, what's going on Earth 2? Those people are that Man in the Mask is still in that prison. So that was still going on in my mind, but I was still with it throughout the Henry thing. It was a little weird that Joe had a few moments where I'm like, this is the Henry episode. Kind of get out of here. Scram, Joe. Scram.
I feel like there were some nice misleads, because as much as I've been thinking Henry was going to die all season, when all of a sudden Christine McGee knew Barry's name, I'm like, maybe she's going to die. Not to be like excited anyone's going to die, but I love Henry.
Right.
And so yeah, I was like, maybe Christine, and then she lived. So.
I liked Dr. McGee in this episode as well. I feel like that she could be a fun addition to the team. It's a little weird too, like we've discussed in the past, how there might be too many scientists on the team, and now another scientist is just like, yeah, Barry Allen, the Flash, I get it, let's work together, let's do this. It was just so like quick and abrupt, or I'm like, another scientist? There's no way we can come up with a reason to need another scientist on the team unless Caitlin actually goes insane and goes evil.
Yeah, cause Miss Gee, like, she didn't just get that one scene. Then she was at Star Labs, and then she was at dinner. I'm like, is she joining the cast? It was
a little confusing at dinner with why they seeded a romantic tension between Joe and Mrs. McGee.
Henry.
I don't know why I keep saying Joe this episode.
Actually, you know what? I think I know why, and we'll get into an Easter egg.
Sure.
But what was your pro? Did you have like a different pro?
I mean, I'm still with you on Henry and John Wesley Shipp as being a highlight of the series, a highlight of the show, a highlight of tonight's episode. I kind of liked Fun Time, I Can Do It, Barry. Like, I felt like it was real charming, and like it was a little too religious, I'm gonna say, for me at times, a little too spiritual, a little too of like, oh, that's not a practical answer to this question. Like when someone says like, oh, how are you going to move this thing from point A to point B? Everything is all going to be okay with the universe as it once was and is meant to be. Being like, hey, you're not answering anyone's question right now, Barry. Like, you are getting way too spiritual with some real straightforward stuff right now.
I didn't did like Barry being a little bit more upbeat, but I think it was like too much of an extreme because we've had so much of Barry doubting himself. I'm just like, get over it, Barry.
Yeah.
But the thing was, like, he went so upbeat to like nothing can hurt me, whatever. When like the last episode before this, Zoom killed 29 cops in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, this was quite a big jump. Yeah. Like, his short-term memory just got shot to hell. I don't know what happened. Like, bad things have happened with Zoom. Yeah. Caitlin was still, like, kidnapped, and he was still upbeat. He's like, nothing can go wrong. Caitlin's still not back.
When you become one with the Speed Force, though, it changes your perspective on things, and it made him a little bit more fun. When he wasn't being vaguely, mysteriously spiritual, he was fun and charming, and that was, like, the, like, let's go get some bad guys attitude that I would like from a permanent Barry without the inability to answer a direct question without insincere spiritual meaning.
All right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I hope you didn't want more of it because his dad just died and it's going to be done.
Yeah,
next episode's going to be, the Speed Force lied to me.
We're probably not going to see
doubt
a
myself
lot more
again.
of that. No.
Yeah,
no.
This was the only episode you're going to get it.
And I did enjoy that opening segment as well. I really enjoyed, like, right off the bat being like,
crazy.
Oh yeah, we've got a full-on war here. Yeah.
That was absolutely insane. Just cutting to that, I'm like, because we thought we were on Earth too.
Yeah.
Like, the city was in shambles though. Like, there were a dozen buildings on fire.
Oh yeah.
Black Siren, like, took down an entire building. Mm-hmm. Like, do you guys realize how big a deal it is when an entire huge building like that goes down?
It's a very big deal.
That, like, decimates blocks.
Yeah. But so that's one of my pros is that opening 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
I loved most of this episode.
But that pro does lead me then into the cons.
All right, well, let's
so that was one of my pros, but let's get into the cons. So one of my cons is, as much as that first 30 seconds to 2 minutes was a pro, my con was the fact that they were completely unable to maintain that kind of budget for the rest of this episode.
He caught McGee when she fell off the building.
That was some, like, every other episode level stuff. But, like, they opened this episode hot. They came in heavy. They were like, we got everybody. We got cops. We've closed down a street. We got SWAT teams, squad cars. Everything is going nuts. And then it's just like, and Barry did most of the work off screen. Back to Star Labs.
But in like 5 seconds. In like 5 seconds, he was back at Star Labs. Like, I just got 100 metahumans, which to me was like, every week when I see you struggling with one metahuman, I'm going to think back to this moment where you took down 105 seconds.
He spent the rest of the episode struggling with Black Siren, sorry.
Yeah, like, punch her in the face, guy. Punch her in the face.
It's a lady who yell good. She is just a lady who yell good.
But, like, has the face of his friend.
Oh my god. He took down hundreds of metahumans off screen. A couple of them, if you look at that group shot, were just straight up made of fire. How do you grab, capture, and block away someone? Like, he is fast.
Made of fire? Some of them were flying. How do you catch those people?
No matter how fast you are, you're not catching a flying person embodying fire, because even then Barry's gonna be like, I'm gonna catch you real fast. Ooh, hot, oh, no, hey, oh, can't get you places.
I mean, that's what the suit's for. Can't get you places.
Can't get you places.
Ooh, and this is a problem.
This is slightly inconvenient.
I need a cold gun.
Yeah, but Black Siren just screams good. Just creep up on her from behind.
Yeah, when they sent Cisco and Caitlin to, like, go with her to, like, distract her or whatever, I was like, that scene was charming, and I liked it as their characters doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, it definitely took longer to do Caitlin's makeup than it would have taken for Flash to go punch Laurel in the face. Do you know how long that hair and makeup would have taken?
I'm gonna stop you right there. Not punch her in the face, just punch her in the back of the head. She's a lady who yells good. Run up behind her. I don't care if it's not right to sucker punch a lady in the back of the head. She just took down a block. Just punch her in the back of the head.
No, that was... Yeah, I'm gonna think of
but
this
you're right.
a lot.
You're right. They were charming though. That scene was charming, and Cisco and Caitlin pretending to be their two versions were charming. But I'm almost gonna say that is a con, because that I feel like that was wasted. That could have been a big we need to get close to Zoom plan, but instead it was like we need to.
Well, Zoom
and all they did was just have a loose. There was no time limit or counting clock. They just had a loose conversation with Laurel
to keep her from destroying buildings.
Ran good. They had a loose conversation with a lady who yelled good while a person runs good. That's all it was.
This show's just about good things. Best dads, good goods. Although I will say I loved the plan to knock out the Earth 2 people. I thought it was slick. I loved that it worked well. I liked the science of it. I thought it just looked like science I like. I'm like, oh, I can see the waves refracting. I like that I can visually see it happening. I felt so content when I saw that plan work. I don't know. Something in me was just like, finally, a good plan that worked really well.
Right. I think I get your compulsion to enjoy it. I didn't get the same joy as you from that, but I understand why you would get that. I think for me, I was just what an acceptable way to explain things and move the story forward.
Meanwhile,
it was good enough that it was just I didn't notice it. That's the level of good it was, where I'm like, that shouldn't be noticed. It should just kind of move forward.
Meanwhile, Cisco is being caught because he doesn't catch things in the right hand.
Yeah. That mirror image thing has never come up before. What?
Like, not everyone's good or evil switched. And not everyone's left-handed or right-handed?
And I love that we've spent a season of Cisco and Wells being like, well, how can we tell Earth 2 people? And it's like vibrational frequencies. Let's go to a molecular level and find how they vibrate. And just Laurel is like, I don't know, different handedness probably. What the hell was that? We spent a season sciencing the hell out of Earth 2.
I don't know. I don't feel like we're ever trying to find Earth 2 people. It's usually trying to stop the particular metahuman that they're fighting.
Now they're trying to find Earth 2 people.
But clearly this would have worked the whole season if they just worked on this a little bit more.
Oh my god.
But okay, my con, I had a slightly different con. I liked Wally this episode, and I was so happy that I liked him. Although I really don't like... I like Joe's attitude. I was really against Barry's being like, just let him help people. I'm like, he's a child who's untrained and no powers, not getting any training. He's not like, I signed up for the police cadets. Like, he doesn't even have a gun or a pipe. He's just hitting people with his car.
Now, here's the thing, though.
You can't support that. He's gonna get shot.
No, I'm straight up supporting it. I'm straight up supporting it, especially in this environment, because as we discussed, Black Canary is just a straight punk. And if he hadn't,
I loved when he hit her with her car.
If he hadn't a power slide hit her, he could have just a human being with a car. Literally, that is all the foil that Black Siren takes, is a human being with a driver's license and a vehicle. He could have just murdered her easily and saved a city block if he had have just straight up ran her over. That's the kind of punk crap that Barry's getting taken down by that a dude with a license can finish.
Actually, you know what? You're selling me on this, because when Wally chased down the guy who was mugging people, I was like, no, Wally, that's not your skill set. But yeah, if he wants to fight crime via being a good car driver, that actually would kind of work. Yeah. Because he's a really good racer. He could hit people with his car doors. Boom. He goes by. Yeah. He could run them over.
He'll Tokyo drift you right into a jail cell. You're done. You're done.
Oh my god, he his trunk pops open as he goes towards you and you land in it.
Oh my god, Fast and Furious 8 particle acceleration. That's the movie.
Family.
That's it.
We're all family.
Particle accelerator.
I'd watch that. Actually, you've sold me on Wally fighting crime via vehicle. He'll be called Vehicle.
Yeah.
I shouldn't name people.
All right. Well, so that's some of our cons about the episode, but let's get into Easter eggs. All right, Easter eggs in tonight's episode. What did you find?
All right, at the very beginning, Iris is doing a monologue where she names this the Meta-Ocalypse. That's not the Easter egg. I just had to point that out. Okay. It's a terrible name.
Yeah, but she's not a good journalist,
she used
so
to
it's
call the Flash the Blur, though.
Yeah, she's...
But during that opening, she said it was their Blackest Night, which is part of the Green Lantern motto. I don't think the Green Lanterns are showing up anytime soon, but there's also a storyline called Blackest Night where a bunch of dead people get resurrected. Is that going to happen? I mean, kind of on Earth
probably
too,
not
I
quite
guess that happens.
Well, yeah, in a little bit.
And then Laurel came back to life. Yeah, kind of, because she's dead. So Laurel is dead on Arrow. She came back to life, so that might have been a little tie to that Blackest Night thing.
Maybe.
Our other Easter egg, so this is what I was talking about earlier. So Christine McGee, the same actress, played Christine McGee on the 90s Flash show.
Yes.
Where John Wesley Shipp was the Flash. So I think she was in this episode much just kind of as a little nod, because those two characters had never met, even though they were both the stars of the 90s Flash show. because Henry's usually in prison and hadn't met her character yet.
Right.
So I think they just kept having scenes together to be like, remember when we were the leads of the show The Flash?
Right. Just a little throwback. Just a fun little throwback moment for them.
And they were super cute way back on that show.
Right.
Because we watched that 90s show. It was super cute. They were great together. So
what else do you got?
The other big one is, so Laurel comes as the Black Siren instead of Black Canary. Black Siren actually only exists in the DC animated universe. They do this special episode where the Justice League goes to a different dimension, or they're getting brainwashed. And Black Siren is part of the Justice Guild. She has the same mouth shooty powers. She's supposed to be kind of a version of Black Canary. So I'm glad they pulled from the animated series for once to have a fun little name.
Okay, that is all right. That's nice. Yeah.
So those were
and also a character who she got to name herself. Cisco had no hand in it this time.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of a very uncommon moment for this show.
I don't think she got to name anyone on Earth 2, because Reverb was already... Well, Reverb exists on Earth 2. I think he was naming people.
Reverb's the one who's been naming people
everyone
on Earth 2.
Oh,
that's
and
great.
And he's doing a great job. He's like, you're Zoom, you're Black Siren, I'm Reverb. Yeah, Cisco's been taking care of this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, so those are all my Easter eggs. I think we might go into live chat now. If you guys got questions or comments.
I'm in the live chat here now, and it is looking like we got one comment from Stacy saying that Stacy agrees, but not sure what Henry would have done on the show full time.
Yeah, Henry, as we said, there's too many scientists.
And that's Henry's background before he went to prison
he was
wrongfully.
A doctor. Yeah, if something had happened...
It's easy to forget that, which is why I bring it up, because he hasn't scienced much in the show.
I don't know. He's been a doctor since Caitlin's been kidnapped.
Yeah,
which gave him something to do while Caitlin was kidnapped, because she's the only other, medical doctor.
Right,
But with Caitlin back and not turning evil, unless she had gone crazy, he wasn't going to have a place on the show, really.
Yeah.
Because Joe does the best dadding. Wells does the anti-best dadding where he's like, I'm not gonna coddle you, I'm just gonna be realistic and talk like this. But, yeah, Henry didn't really have a place. It was kind of, this was the story for him to go. Although I kept waiting for that twist where they were gonna be like, he's from Earth 2 or something.
Okay. But no, I was expecting the same thing from the with the wavelengths knocking every Earth 2 person out. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a surprise.
Show Henry for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, is he gonna be knocked out? And he wasn't. I was disappointed.
I thought the same thing. We got one from Pie Kid Face. That's a fun name. Hey, Pie Kid Face. Saying that Jessie will definitely get her powers before Wally because of the whole Barry waking up with the Speed Force thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be true. I think we're definitely going to see Jessie quick in this before we see Wally West Flash as a speedster. But I think that's also partially because by the looks of things, we're going to start getting Wally West, maybe vigilante. We might get Wally West as his own version of a crime fighter without powers. So I think maybe Jessie will get powers first, but I think we might see both of them being heroes at around the same time.
I think Jessie will get her powers first because I think we can get rid of her first.
Okay.
Because she can go back to Earth 2. Once Zoom's taken care of, they're going to go home.
Okay.
And then she'll be the Earth 2's Flash.
Right.
So I think Jessie's definitely going to get her powers first. I think she'll...
that's a...
Yeah, she's going to be the Flash of Earth 2 when Zoom's dead.
That is perfect.
That's pretty good.
That is a perfect end. That would be a perfect end to the whole Earth 2 storyline of being Jay Garrick was a fraud, Earth 2 needs a savior, Jessie Quick has powers, gone... which is perfect, but then I'm also I really like Jessie. I think Jessie's a really good character.
But if her storyline ends with I'm the Flash of Earth 2, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful conclusion. That's a really good idea.
And then next season can be Barry training Wally, and Jess will be like, I got this. I'm a scientist. I'll figure it out. I got science.
And then we got two comments that I'm gonna actually kind of tie together. We got Blazing Saya saying, will Laurel come back? And the answer is, I hope not.
What's the second comment?
Well, the second comment is from Lindsay1980 saying she's not feeling the Barry Iris thing, which I agree with. Comment. But the reason that I link those together, though, is that I have hated on Iris before on the show, but the only person that I think makes less sense as a character is Laurel. For the love of God, I hope Laurel never comes back. I was so happy when she was done on Arrow, and the fact that she popped up in another show, I'm like, get out of my house. What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I'm very happy Laurel's dead on Arrow as well, I hate to say. I was never a fan. I didn't think she was a bad Black Siren. I didn't mind her as a bad guy at all.
Really?
No, she didn't. I thought she was way more passable than other villains of the ones we've gotten. I believe she was threatening. I thought she looked good in her black leather. I actually believed her. I believe her more as a bad guy because I used to watch her as a bad guy in Supernatural, and I think it's more in her wheelhouse to play evil.
Okay.
I don't want to see Arrow Earth 1 Laurel come back, but if Earth 2 popped up every now and then, I'd be fine with it. For Iris, I will say, I'm still not feeling her and Barry as a
brother and
couple
sister.
ever.
They're brother and sister.
But
they
I will
are
give her
brother and
this.
sister.
She had one of my favorite scenes in the episode where she's like, Barry, fear is good, because that was me being like, yes, fear is good, or you're just gonna die.
Yeah.
You just die if you don't fear anything.
Yeah.
You jump off a cliff because you're not afraid of death.
Yeah.
Because
you're not afraid, and you're also like acting a little dumb all of a sudden.
Yeah. Iris had like the best talk with him in this episode, which I really enjoyed. I don't want them to date, but I appreciated her just like doing the support job that she needed to do.
Right. Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I still just can't get past the fact that they're brother and sister. They're brother and sister.
They're all having a family dinner.
It's ridiculous. They're brother and sister. I'm tired of it. And we got Stacy still in the conversation saying, so will we see Earth 3 Wells next year? Because that was the other thing I was going to say. Like, as much as I'm okay with Jessie being Earth 2's hero, I think that's a great conclusion to her character. But we can't lose Tom Cavanaugh. That man's anchoring this whole series.
You love Tom Cavanaugh. I mean, we just lost Henry. We might lose Harrison.
He's been 3 different versions of himself already on this show. We'll come up with a 4th.
Okay.
He was the original Harrison Wells. He was Eobard Thawne impersonating Harrison Wells. And then he's Earth 2 Harrison Wells on Earth 1 being the new Harrison Wells. I'm saying that, like, there's no way we can get rid. There's no way they're going to be like, we can't go past 3. That would be ridiculous.
They might do, like, a real tragic ending where Jesse goes to be the Earth 2 Flash, but, like, the breach is closed and Wells is stuck over here.
Right,
Wouldn't that be sad? Oh, that would be really sad.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he'd have to be Barry's new second best dad.
Yeah.
He'd replace Henry. I think that would work out, actually.
Mm-hmm. And then, just last comment, we got Kyle Foamsby in the chat as usual. Hey, Kyle, saying, will Wally wear Reverse Flash's costume? Which I think is not a bad idea. Being like, that's a perfectly functional costume just sitting around.
He was pretty murdery.
Yeah, he was a little murdery, but like Wally's got no personal attachment to that.
I don't know. I don't think Barry would be super supportive of, wear the costume of the guy who killed my mom. That's not going to be a good, conducive training environment. Okay. Well, I mean, Cisco made Barry's costume like 8 times. He can make one for Wally.
Fair enough. But Reverse Flash's costume is also a little bit similar to, is it Kid Flash or Impact?
It's more Kid Flash.
Kid Flash, yeah. So
maybe. Pulse is the other Flash.
Okay, Pulse.
But no, it's pretty close to Kid Flashes, but still, I mean, like, you can do something similar, but don't wear the actual costume of the man who killed his mother.
I have a question, guys.
Yeah.
Or more of an ask of you guys.
Sure.
Thoughts, hopes, feelings, predictions for the finale.
For the finale.
It seems weird to me that there's only 1 episode left, because I feel like we still have maybe like 4 episodes of Earth 2 closure to hit, and I actually don't want this Earth 2 storyline to bleed into next season too much.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't want next season to open and like the first episode of season 3 to be like, so we're still dealing with these portals to Earth 2. I don't know why they would do that. I hope they write things better.
Great acting. Great acting work.
But they somehow need to conclude the Earth 2 portal storyline in an episode. And Cisco is somehow getting visions of a future of the Earths coming together. And I'm like, you've got a ton to cover in 1 episode, or an unsatisfying season finale coming up leading into an unsatisfying season 3, and I really hope that's not the case.
I agree with all of that. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to cover still. We got to get Jesse figured out if they are going to do that, because I don't want Earth 2 in season 3 either, because every season has felt really contained, and I like that. Season 1 was Reverse Flash, Season 2 was Zoom.
Yeah.
But then again, they're going to have to need these breaches kind of in the future for stuff now, because, like, I feel like they don't want to get rid of breaches, because now we're going to have Supergirl coming, and we want to go to her place, because she's in the CW now.
Right.
If we close all the breaches, I don't think we can go
That's
to her
the other big news.
often.
If you haven't read it, we didn't really break that down, but if you haven't read the news, CBS is not picking up Supergirl. Supergirl is going to be moving to CW next season as a show. So they might... I mean, hopefully, there's no way that it would be in the season finale because it's been written, filmed, and this news just happened. But like a Crisis on Infinite Earths to bring Supergirl's Earth into the Arrow Flashverse would be beautiful.
Earth 2 is colliding with Earth 1 right now, and all the Earths collide.
Yeah,
Supergirl could just be there. Yeah. But this can't be their plan yet.
Yeah, they wouldn't have prepared for this deal.
There seems to be way too much to wrap up. I'm hoping
Man in the Iron Mask, they still need to wrap up.
Man in the Iron Mask, I feel like there's even some questions about Jay still in the back of my head. I'm like, I don't feel like the things he told us were true.
Well, I think there's some questions about Jay just because they never really wrote the answers about Jay. So I feel like we're always going to have those questions. But yeah, there's way too much to clue up in one satisfying finale.
I'm hoping they finish Zoom. Like, he dies, and then there's still Earth 2 stuff happening, which we can do next season. Yeah. But I really want Season 1 Reverse Flash, Season 2 Zoom, and, like, really clear-cut beginnings and endings.
Yeah. I want here's who the Man in the Iron Mask is, Zoom is dead, and see you next season. That's what I would like.
I agree. We want the same.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that covers it for us.
I mean, that covers everything. So that was a fantastic episode. Thank you for joining and live chatting with us and being part of the stream. Next week is the season finale of The Flash. Unfortunately, due to some personal travel schedules, we will not be live streaming for the season finale, but we will have an episode up just a little bit, a couple days after the season finale takes place. So keep an eye on the Dork Shelf YouTube channel because you will get Fan v Fan for the season finale. It won't be live, but you'll have it, you'll get it, we'll talk to you, we'll do some stuff. And in order to find that and get that, be sure to subscribe to Dork Shelf on YouTube.
And follow Dork Shelf on Twitter at Dork Shelf. You can find us at FromSuperheroes.com, and we're also on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Not live, but recorded. Yeah. And thank you for watching. I'm Diana McCullum.
I'm Andrew Ogden.
Bye.
Bye.
Kicked him out.